Walt Disney, rejected from editors because he had no imagination, lack of ideas. Oprah Winfrey, turned down from producers because apparently she wasn't right for TV, but now has her own show. Elvis Presley, told that he should go back to driving trucks because he's not right for this music thing. You see, all the greats have been rejected before, but it's the failures that are the stepping stone to the success. What I tend what I think that tends to happen as well, right, is that a lot of people have these shoulds. I should work out. I should study harder. I should revise longer. I should do this. I should do that. I should. But it's easy for life to feel like your life is crumbling around you when you've got shoulds. But when you change your priorities, when it turns from a should into a must, that's when you start to make the progress. That's when you're using that pressure around you for good. That's when you're using that heat that life is putting on you to your advantage. Because you can have all these shoulds, but when you don't meet them, you now you lose confidence in yourself because you're not meeting your goals. But they have to be musts. It all starts with honesty. When you start being honest with yourself, meaning these expectations, I must work out, I must study harder, I must train longer, I must finish this assignment, not these shoulds. When it becomes a priority and you're honest with yourself, that's when you respect yourself more. That's when you start to become unbreakable. That's when you start to transform yourself and get to the other side of that darkness. That's when you start to come out of the pressure a whole new diamond. All starts from the honesty and accountability for your own actions. You see, you can't let the world crumble around you. Let life be dark, gloomy, rain clouds over your head, and then blame on other people. Sure, maybe someone has done something to you, but it's your life. You responded to it in that certain way. Life is 10% of what happens to us, right? 90% of life is how we respond to it. More often than not, life doesn't really happen to us, but happens for us. There's always a reason for something happening. And you may not see it now, but you've got to trust that in the long run, the dots will add up. When you look back on life, you'll see that the dots do connect. And then they will make sense. But it's just about that perseverance. See, the only thing that I see that's distinctly different between me and the next man is my belief and work ethic. But that all stems from the mind. See, Will Smith once said that if me and you get on a treadmill, right, there's two things. So either you're getting off first, or I'm gonna die on it. Period. I will not be outworked. See, you will not outwork me. Period. See, you may be able to work harder than me when the lights are on you, when the crowd's there. But when it comes to behind the scenes, when no one's watching, and no one can see what's going on, you will not outwork me, period. You may outwork me over a week, a month, or a few months, but over a year, 2 years, 3 years, I will not be outworked. And you've got to have that same mindset when it comes to life, in the sense that no matter how bad it gets, I'm not quitting. It's not over till I win. And eventually you will win. I want you to think of it like this. If you're on a track, yeah, and the trainer tells you, I want you to run 7 laps around this field or around this track, it's going to be a lot easier compared to a coach saying, keep running until I tell you to stop. So let's say you're still running the same amount of laps, right? Still the same 7 laps. The only difference is you don't know when you've completed them 7 laps. You're just running until he tells you to stop. But when you don't know, you've got to have the faith that eventually you will complete those laps. Now, it may be tiring, you may stumble, you may fall, but you dust yourself off, pick yourself back up, and you keep going. Eventually, you will complete those laps. But you've got to have the faith that you will get there. Understand it's alright to fall down on the steps. It's alright to be weak. But what is not okay is staying weak. It's alright to fall down, but what you must not do is stay down. There's always comeback power in you. that fire is still burning, no matter how small it may be. It might just be a spark. It could always be reignited. You literally just gotta keep going on the steps. Now, like Martin Luther King once said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means necessary, never stop moving. So those 7 laps may feel like 20 laps because you don't know, but you just keep pushing and eventually you get there. Whether it's raining, snow, sleet, keep going. Don't give up.